Welcome to the Book Review Podcast. Today we're jumping into a really fascinating and honestly pretty controversial book, The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene.
It really is. It's this blend of history, strategy, a bit of psychology, all focused on power dynamics. Definitely not light reading, but incredibly insightful.
Insightful and maybe a little bit chilling. Its main idea is pretty stark.
Oh, absolutely. It basically says, look, social life isn't about cooperation. It's a constant game of power. You can't just opt out.
Right. It argues that trying to ignore the game doesn't make you noble. It just makes you, well, powerless.
And powerless, according to Greene, leads straight to misery. So the book positions itself as like essential reading, a way to understand manipulation so you're not caught off guard.
Okay, so for this deep dive, we want to pull out some of the most crucial laws. We'll focus on maybe 3 key areas: mastering perception, handling alliances, and getting the timing right.
Sounds like a plan. Let's start with perception. The book hammers this point home. Everything is judged by how it looks. What people don't see might as well not exist.
So controlling how others see you is paramount. That brings us straight to Law 6. Court attention at all cost.
Don't get lost in the crowd. Be noticeable. Be magnetic. The book says you need to seem more colorful, more mysterious than the, quote, bland and timid masses.
You have to stand out, like really stand out.
Yeah, generate buzz, notoriety. It doesn't even have to be positive attention, just attention. The classic example given is P.T. Barnum.
Barnum, the ultimate showman. The story in the book is amazing. Early on, he hired a beggar.
Yeah, just hired a beggar to walk back and forth, slowly carrying 5 bricks. No explanation.
Carrying bricks?
Exactly. It got people talking, wondering what on earth was going on. Pure spectacle. It proves the point.
Yeah.
Any kind of notoriety, Greene argues, brings you power.
Okay, so make a big noise, get noticed, but then the book flips, right? Law 4. Always say less than necessary. Seems contradictory.
It does, but it's about a different kind of control. Law 6 is outward projection. Law 4 is inward control. If you talk too much, you seem ordinary, less mysterious, less powerful.
So silence is a tool.
A weapon, even. The book says silence makes other people uncomfortable. They feel this need to fill the void, to interpret what you're not saying.
And in doing that, they might reveal themselves.
That's the idea. They expose their own intentions, their weaknesses, trying to figure you out. Silence puts the pressure on them.
Interesting. So control attention, but also control what you reveal. And there's another layer to that, isn't there? Law 21, play a sucker to catch a sucker.
This one is about making other people feel smarter than you. It's strategic humility, you could say.
Like pretending to be less intelligent than you are.
Precisely. If someone feels intellectually superior to you, they let their guard down. They think they've got you all figured out.
And then they don't suspect you might have your own agenda.
Exactly. Their suspicion, which is their best defense, is neutralized. The book uses the example of those con artists, Arnold and Slack.
Right. They met with millionaires looking like, well, completely out of place, didn't they? Like country bumpkins.
Yeah, clodhoppers, the book calls them. Awkward, wide-eyed. They totally played up the naive angle.
Letting the victims feel smart and sophisticated.
Right before getting completely duped in that huge diamond scam. It's a perfect illustration. Appearing simple can be the ultimate camouflage for cunning.
Wow. Okay, so perception is managed. What about allies? Who do you trust? This section feels even more ruthless.
It definitely shifts gears.
Okay.
It's all about pragmatic choices, stripping away sentiment. And it starts with maybe the most controversial law, Law 2.
Which is?
Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies.
Ouch!
Yeah.
That just sounds isolating. Doesn't trusting no one make you vulnerable in a different way?
The book frames it purely practically. Friends, it argues, get envious easily. They know you, there's history, maybe they feel entitled to betray you.
Whereas an enemy?
A former enemy, if you bring them into your fold, might actually be more loyal. They have more to prove. Their loyalty is built on calculation, or maybe even fear, which Greene sees as more reliable than affection.
So the message is, keep things professional. Don't let feelings cloud your judgment about who's actually competent and useful.
Pretty much. You prioritize skill and competence over friendship, especially in work or strategic situations. Keep that distance.
Okay, so you choose your allies based on competence, not warmth. How do you get them to help you? That leads to Law 13, right?
Yes. Appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude.
This one feels kind of depressingly true. Reminding people of favors you did for them rarely works, does it?
Nope. People see past debts as a burden they'd rather forget. The only reliable way to get help, according to this law, is to figure out what the other person wants.
Find their angle.
Find their self-interest, uncover something in your request that benefits them, and then, as the book says, emphasize it out of all proportion. Make it seem like you're getting the great deal.
It's purely transactional.
Completely.
Yeah.
The book mentions the ancient Athenians. They were known as total realists. Emotional appeals about loyalty didn't work. Arguments about how something would increase their power, that got their attention.
Realism wins. Okay, so if relationships are transactional, how far do you take that? Law 7 seems to push it to the limit.
Yes. Law 7. Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit.
Okay, that one definitely raises my eyebrows. It feels ethically problematic, but I can see the cold logic.
The logic is efficiency in image. Doing everything yourself is limiting. You can't scale. But if you leverage other people's efforts, their ideas, their legwork,
You can appear much more capable, more powerful than you actually are. Like you have godlike strength.
that's the phrase used. It's about crafting that image.
But isn't there a huge risk? Won't people resent it? Won't they eventually call you out?
The book kind of implies the benefits of scaling your influence this way outweigh the risks. It reframes it. Think of Isaac Newton's famous line.
Standing on the shoulders of giants?
Exactly. Greene suggests you're just strategically using the work of others, the giants below you, to elevate yourself. Ruthless? Yes. Pragmatic within this framework? Also yes.
Okay, it's a chilling framework, but consistent.
Yeah.
Let's move to the final piece. Time. How does the book treat time?
Time isn't just about clocks ticking. It's a strategic resource. It requires patience, foresight, knowing when to act.
Which starts with Law 29. Plan all the way to the end.
Right. No improvising your way to power. You need to think through the long game, anticipate consequences, not just react to the immediate situation.
Have the end in sight from the beginning. And then there's the pace of action. Law 35. Master the art of timing.
This warns against rushing. Hurrying makes you look like you're not in control of yourself or of the situation.
So you need to be patient. Wait for the right moment.
Become a detective of the right moment, as the book puts it. Know when to hold back, let things develop, and then know when to strike decisively, when the time is ripe or at fruition.
The example used is Talleyrand, right, during Napoleon's return.
Yes, Napoleon comes back from Elba, everyone's panicking. Talleyrand, he just waits, holds his tongue, watches.
He didn't fight him directly.
No, he laid a trap. A sweet and irresistible trap, playing on Napoleon's own weaknesses, his impulsiveness, patient, strategic timing.
Which leads perfectly into the last law we'll cover, Law 47. This one feels really important after all that planning and action.
It is. Law 47. Do not go past the mark you aimed for. In victory, learn when to stop.
Why is victory the most dangerous moment? That seems odd.
Because victory often breeds arrogance, overconfidence. You feel invincible. And that's when you push too far.
You overreach.
You overreach, you make new enemies unnecessarily, you get sloppy. You have to know your objective, achieve it, and then stop. Consolidate your gains, don't get greedy.
And the historical example is Cyrus the Great.
A really stark one. He won amazing victories, conquered Babylon, achieved his goal, but he didn't stop. He felt he had to crush Queen Tamiris too.
And that was a mistake.
A fatal one. He pushed too far, his army was destroyed, and he met a humiliating end. Apparently she had his head dunked in a bag of blood. A grim lesson in knowing when enough is enough.
Wow. Okay, so pulling it all together, this book, it's undeniably cynical, maybe even dark, but you can see why it's considered valuable, right?
Definitely. Whether you agree with the morality or not, it's like an education and observation. It teaches you to look at social dynamics, at history, and understand the mechanics of manipulation, how power actually works sometimes.
It forces you to look past the surface.
And it really leaves you with that core tension, doesn't it? Is it worse to be naive and powerless, potentially miserable? Or do you acknowledge the game, learn the rules, maybe even find it, as the book suggests, amusing?
A provocative thought to end on. It definitely makes you think about the dynamics you see playing out around you every day. Thanks for listening to the Book Review Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a comment. See you next time.